Hello everybody, Steve Schweitzer here again. I've got another screencast together here for something that I've seen suggested a couple of times in the support portal. And what it has to do with is the reviewer's My Review panel. One thing that we've heard from a lot of people is that it's displaying a lot of applications that they would rather not appear in it. And I've got a script that can show you exactly how to remove them. So I'm going to show you here on my screen. You'll see I'm logged in as a reviewer user. When you go to the reviewer home or to the admin home page, the My Reviews panel shows a lot of applications. That's because pretty much any application that's been assigned to this reviewer is being displayed, including a whole bunch of them that when you click on them, you get that not ready for review message. So the problem with that not ready for review message is that it can make it kind of hard to find the ones that they are supposed to review, that are ready for review, like this one right here. In addition, you also have all these applications where they have submitted reviews, and those are displaying in here. So what I've put together is a pretty straightforward and easy to use script that can be pasted into the text interface, and it will remove either just the ones that are not ready for review or both the ones that are ready for review, as well as the ones that have already been submitted. So to actually put this in effect, though, I do need to log in as a user with full access to the site. So I log in as a support user with our password, and I go to text interface, and I take my script, and it is text interface field 3551. Now, this is one of those single line text interface fields where after I paste it in and update, I actually have to go back and do it a second time. Because the first time you do it, it puts it all on one single line and makes it look really messy. And in the case of some scripts where there are comments, it might even break it. So now I go back in and I reapply my script. And I'm going to do it this first time, only removing the ones that are not ready for review. So I update. And then I log out and I log back in as that user. And when I go to my reviewer homepage, I will now only see ones I've submitted, ones that are ready for review, and all those ones that were not ready for review no longer appear. It's much more manageable. I'm only seeing the ones that I have something to do with right now. Now, you will notice there are some headers here that don't have anything under them, like Spring 2014, and that's because all the reviews under that were not ready for review, so they all got hidden. Now, the other version of this script is the one that hides also the ones that I've also submitted. So let's go back to that script, and I'll show you how to enable that part of it. Because the script as it's posted right now actually has this block commented out. And so what I have to do is I take this line here, I uncomment this by removing that line, and then I remove this where it finishes the comment, and I update. Now if I log in as that reviewer user, and I go to the reviewer's homepage, I'm only seeing the ones that are ready for review. It's now also hiding the ones that are already submitted. So if I were to go in here, submit this review, mark it as completed, submit, it no longer appears under that section there. And this works not just for the default view, it also works for when I go to a filtered view. Because you'll notice I didn't put it in the tips menu. You might guess why, because there is no tips menu on this page, just the My Reviews panel. So now I'm only seeing the reviews that I really need to do something with. So just to very quickly sort of run through this script and show you what it does. I'm waiting for the document ready function, and as soon as the page is built, I go into effect. And what I'm doing is I've got this line right here, and it's a jQuery command where it's looking for any anchor link where it has that JavaScript alert that says this application is not ready for review. It's basically just going to look for that, and if it finds it, it's going to say, all right, now what I want you to do is for each of those, I want you to focus on that link, go up a couple parent nodes, and then change the CSS property of display to none. And what that basically does is it hides the entire row. If I were to go into the inspector here and just look at one of these, let's pretend this is one that you would normally not be able to see. That would be the anchor link. It goes up to the parent node of that, which is the data cell. Parent node of that is the row itself. And I can even see if I hover over it here, what happens if I add, say I add a style attribute to it, such as display none, you see it disappears. And that's how I'm hiding that particular thing. Now the other lines are right here, and I have them commented out. It's looking for the review submitted text, and it's any bold tag that contains that text. And that's what happens when you submit a review. It puts it in a bold tag. And so again, if I wanted to make this work, I would just remove this line, line 8, and line 12. And now this is also going to be done when the document ready function is. And it's basically the same thing. It has to go up an extra parent node though. So one of the things I did with this is I chose to hide it instead of delete it. You'll notice in some of the scripts when I'm trying to get rid of elements or don't want elements on the page, I'll use the remove method that is provided by jQuery. I could have done that same thing here. I tend to lean towards just hiding things rather than actually removing them completely from the page. Makes it a little easier to troubleshoot sometimes, because if, say, you're trying to find out why is this page not showing this application, if you reported that in a case, a support person might think to look in the source code and they'd see that application hidden, as opposed to if you have a script in there which is removing it, in which case they wouldn't see anything in the source. So there are those elements of it that are the reason why I have chosen to go with a CSS solution here, rather than using a jQuery method to just remove it from the DOM completely. Alright, so I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you'd like me to do more of these, or if there are other interfaces like this one that you think could be simplified a little bit. It might be possible to put in some logic to do so. Thank you much.